This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Welcome, all of you. That's right. I am the Cajun man from the Bayou Land, the originator, not to duplicate it, please. Don't accept no substitutions, along with my sidekick and co-host, the inventor lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. We want to welcome all of you to our radio program. This is an edition of Home Talk USA radio program. So, all right, Rita, how you doing?
Hello there. I am doing just fine, enjoying all this summer weather.
Wow. You're just getting back behind in the studio, and I think you, for Mother's Day last week, you took a little hiatus, didn't you?
I did. I went out to Utah to see my oldest daughter, and she flew my mother in as my Mother's Day gift.
Oh, that is amazing. Well, Rita, that's a great story. But, hey, a lot going on here. I know you want to talk about what you call in the beginning, as we...
I know, right?
And that could be anything, but as it pertains to, I'm listening to this show right now, and I'm saying, wow, do I have a great idea? Or I have an idea where I want to make another product better than what it is, but I simply don't know what to do. But we got a great show here, but we're going to call it In the Beginning, Rita. So let's talk about our show and what you mean in the beginning.
Well, I get inventors that call me on a regular basis who say, I've just got an idea. And so we always kind of backtrack a little bit and say, in the beginning, you've got your wow moment, but then what? What are your beginning steps? And I learned a long time ago that if I could help inventors make better decisions early, they saved more money, and they had a better chance of getting to market successfully. So every once in a while, it's important for us to kind of go back to the beginning and take a look at some of those early steps, and that's what we're going to do today.
Now, okay, so let's talk about some of our guests you're going to have today and how it pertains to evidently all two of these companies. Well, obviously, you're going to have Jonathan David later on at the end of the hour. That's our registered patent attorney. He's going to talk about the patents, which is so important. So, but walk us through the steps, and how does our guest today pertain to in the beginning?
Well, the first thing somebody, they've got their aha moment, and then a lot of times they will start looking around and Googling stuff, which is good. I want people to find out as much as they can. But one of the other important piece that a lot of inventors don't know is time is your enemy here. So, you've got to learn fast, and you've got to make good decisions, because somebody else is already figuring out how to solve that problem. They've done statistics on, I don't know, it's like a pulse that goes through the universe when people are starting to solve a problem. And so a lot of people will file at a very similar time. And so time is an enemy here, but jumping the gun too soon can be the enemy as well. So what we look at are what are the first steps that an inventor should do. Build your own version of a prototype out of Legos, duct tape, cardboard. I don't care. Get it out of your head into something that is three-dimensional. Look around as much as you can, but, don't spend, I don't mean to stumble here. I had some doctors that said, we can do our own search. We're really good at it. They spent an hour on the USPTO website and said, shoot me now and tell me how much it's going to cost to have a good search done. So everybody's got their own threshold of pain, but I'll get people who will spend weeks searching. And that is, we had one lady that she said someone else filed a provisional patent application on exactly what I was doing 2 days before I did. So again, time is not your friend here, and sometimes your pain threshold is not your friend either. So the first money that gets spent is on a good, comprehensive, independent search. Kind of a conflict of interest for the attorney to do the search because they would rather write the patent. Yeah. And Jonathan is one of those guys that says, no, you bring me the search from SearchQuest. Let me take a look at it. Then when the inventor has the search done and they look at it first, they get to frame the conversation.
That makes sense.
It's really important.
Yeah,
it's really important that they have the conversation. The attorney is a service provider. They're not the partner. And, they're not in control, and they're not the business entity. The inventor is. So it's really important that they have the right mindset before they start talking. And that's what we help them do. We learned a long time ago. And so all they have to do is call me and say, all right, in the beginning, what do I do now? And we walk them through those processes. And the other thing is I've got attorneys that I contract with and work with on a regular basis. So they know my train of thought. They know why we do things the way we do. They know we're going, most of the time towards licensing. And they're really good now at working, with the inventors as their legal counsel to get it done right.
Well, I want to do this. And I want to run this by you right now. And let me get off this for a second because this is important. And I'm just thinking about it now. I'd like to do a future show because when on this topic, China, not China, the advantages of China, the disadvantages of China, because at the end of the day, I would like to educate my audience. But I need to tell you this now. I'm anti-China myself, okay? I've been talking about this for 20 years, that the intellectual property is going to get stolen. But the point is, let's arrange a show in the future where we play devil's advocate. And, I don't want to, input my let's do it both ways because I think that the new inventor that's thinking about manufacturing in China needs to step back and say, well, if you do this, this possibly can happen to you. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say here?
It does, and there are times when it's not an option.
That's
you either do or you don't.
That's the point.
We had some guys that did, a new type of toilet, and they went to China to manufacture it. It's like, what part of all porcelain comes from Mexico did you miss?
Yeah, that's right.
So their product was so expensive because they were sending it, they were moving materials around, so they could have just had it manufactured in Mexico and saved some money. But we had an inventor on, years ago that I worked with, and she really wanted to have it made in America.
Yeah.
But the product, once it was made here, was going to be $175. When we went to China, it was $6.75 delivered, packaged, and on a pallet.
Yeah.
And they were shipping the aluminum from the U.S. to make it.
Can you put that in your mental computer and let's talk about that? I think that would be a great show. I really would.
I did. I already have it there. I added it while we were talking, and we will get that lined up for June.
Yeah, I do that a lot. When I'm thinking about something, I said, you know what? This is what I need to do. And, hey, we got to take a short break because you know what we have to do right now, Rita, right? We got to pay some bills. Here.
We got to pay some bills. All right.
All right, we're going to take a short break. I am the Cajun contractor, Michael King, along with my co-host, the inventor lady herself, Rita Crompton. Stay with us right here on the Home Improvement Broadcasting Network, streaming live on the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com. I'll be back. Me and Rita will be back. Don't go nowhere.
Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to InventAmerica from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
All right, welcome back. Don't forget we are streaming live on the World Wide Web, again, at HomeTalkUSA.com. All right, Rita, wow, a lot going on. Who's our next guest?
Our next guest is Randi Butler, and she is from the lovely state of Florida, and she's in the very early stages, so there's no website yet, just getting started, but she's learned some valuable lessons, and since our topic today is in the beginning, our guests today are in the beginning. So, Randi, thank you so much for being with us today. Your invention is dish rack with dynamic airflow. Fill us in. What is that?
Okay, so my invention is a standard countertop dish drying rack that we buy at the store. However, mine has built-in fans to reduce the air drying time when you're drying the dishes naturally. It also helps keep the dish rack sanitary as well. So it's really just as simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we set dishes out all the time in a rack, and it takes, sometimes forever for them to dry, it seems like. So it makes sense to me. It's like, wow, why didn't somebody come with that a long time ago? So you're currently patent pending, and you're working on then developing the prototype. How long have you been working on this? Take us kind of back through some of your early steps and what happened.
Okay. So I guess I came up with the idea about a year and a half ago and was really stumbling over it. Like I have so many of the ideas that I have, that I've had in the past. And I was telling my husband about it, and he said, that's really a good idea. I think, you should patent it. And I, never having patented anything before, I decided, let me look for a patent attorney. So I found one, and that it just kind of snowballed from there. And, from the time I had it with the attorney, I would say it took about a good 8 months. But now, I do have a U.S. pending patent, provisional patent, and I'm trying to come up with a prototype so I can move forward and, finally get a official U.S. patent.
Yeah. One of the things that we have noticed over the years is that having a good independent comprehensive search done first helps you then frame the conversation with the attorney so that, one, you understand what's out there, which is really important. And most inventors don't understand that a good search has got to be an international search, not just the USPTO.
Absolutely. And I kind of learned that the hard way. Because I did that, and as things came up. So I agree with that. If going back in time, I would have done that because I had to end up investing in 2 searches. So definitely, for my next idea, I would definitely just go the international route instead.
So, and, the search that you had done eventually, all right, it was the USPTO search, the comprehensive search, the international search, and a product search. And what you found, what came back was a different patent that had been written in the United States. But we get people that say, well, this one from Finland is exactly what I was working on. So the international part of that search is critical because it's still considered prior art for a U.S. filing.
Absolutely. I mean, it was my surprise when we did the international search that we really didn't come up with anything major internationally, but something right here in the U.S. But fortunately, it looks like it's different enough where, I'll still be able to patent my product.
Yeah. It gave you some serious indigestion until you had a chance to then show it to the attorney and say, wait, what about this? And then they were able to say, oh, no, we're okay. We're good on this. But may have made some differences. Certainly, I get inventors all the time that say the best $500 I ever spent was on that search because it told me not to go there.
I would do it every time because, I just, when that happened, I thought, oh, great, I just wasted a year and a half, focusing on this when I could have moved on to something else. Unfortunately, it looks like it will work out for me, but definitely the international patent search is definitely the way to go.
So you said your next step was working on a prototype. What's your ultimate goal then with this?
So my ultimate goal is what I thought I could do is once I had a provisional patent, I thought that I could go ahead and just sell it, and that would be the end of it. But I'm learning that, there's more steps. So my next step is to make a prototype and determine the marketability of my product. But ultimately, I would like to sell my patent and I would, or license it, whatever I can do first. But, that's my ultimate goal is to be able to sell the patent.
So that, in the beginning, as we go along with our topic, understanding sometimes the words that you use are really important. When you want to sell your patent, before you've made any and sold any, you will get pennies on the dollar for what you invested in it. When you license it with the right to do a buyout when the product hits its peak at about 4 to 5 years, you get more money.
Absolutely. And, I'm learning this as I go because I kind of just jumped into it, and it looks like that's the, definitely the next step. And I didn't plan on, possibly, making these and trying to sell them to companies just to license them. But it looks like that will probably be the route that I'm taking. But I believe in my product enough where, I'm willing to do whatever, to see it through.
Well, you work on that prototype and then plan on going with us to the National Hardware Show next April.
I'm there.
So that you can launch your product and show off a little bit. That's always a great place to go show off and launch those products.
All right, Randi, do you have a website?
I don't yet.
All right. Rita?
So you'll be able to find her as soon as she's got her prototype ready for showing off. We will do some video and get that matched up and get her listed on the Inventor Lady website. Right. And then by then she'll probably have her own website, and we'll list that as well.
Good. Well, Randi Butler, thank you so much, and good luck to the self-heating dish rack.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, Rita, we have to take a short break. We've got to pay some bills, right?
Yeah, we sure do.
When we come back, we're going to have another guest, another topic right here on the Invent America radio program. This is Invent America, along with my co-host, the inventor lady herself, Rita Crompton. You stay tuned right here on the Home Improvement Broadcasting Network. Don't forget, we always stream live at the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com. Yahee! Me and Rita will be right back.